Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today, we are going to tackle what I think just about every gardener, regardless of where you live, what your circumstances are, a lot of us will face this at some point, some more frequently than others. What am I talking about? That stash of plants that we have tucked away of where, oh, I'll get to it later, or I don't know, I love this plant, but I have no idea where it's going to go. Yes, today we're going to do a little speed planting here in our North Carolina Zone 8A garden. I am probably at the top of the list of being the absolute worst person that does this. I have collections that are just kind of stashed in places of, I love this plant, I will get it planted later. And then later turns into weeks or months or possibly even sometimes years later, so it is not good. We're getting ready to get 3 days of rain here in North Carolina, so this is the perfect opportunity for me to stop and just slap some plants in the ground. If you have a chance to kind of time when you're going to put some plants in the ground, it is perfect to do it before a good rain, especially with us getting 3 days of not solid rain, but showers, thunderstorms off and on over the next 3 days. I'm going to go ahead and get them in the ground. It is early spring here in North Carolina. As you can see, it is gorgeous. The trees are leafing out. The grass is looking great. I mean, everything is popping and it is awake and is very happy. Looking at my extended forecast, I have no frost or freezes. However, it really doesn't matter because what I'm planting are all going to be perennials and or shrubs. I think most of them are perennials today. They can handle cooler temperatures and frost and freezes as long as they have been outside and not been grown in a hot greenhouse. That applies to all of these plants. What we're going to do is we're just going to hop around all over the property, and I am just going to go ahead and get some plants in the ground. I'll give you a brief overview of each plant. Not going to go into a whole great of detail, but I thought it'd be fun to come with me and spend some time in the garden, and I will show you my massive stash of plants as we go along. Currently have Johnny. It is filled with the first round of plants. What we're going to do here in the backyard is I have a gorgeous storm cloud Amsonia. I love this plant. It is a perfect native plant. I already have 2 here in this bed. And I found this one up on the shrub lot that was left over that Walters sent me back in the spring, in the fall for the signature garden. And she is just gorgeous. It's a 3-gallon shrub container. It's a perennial, obviously. So I've got 2, and I've got a hole just to the left of the cherry tree, and I thought this would be perfect to balance that out. So I've got my power planter augers. I have both the 5-inch and the 9-inch, and I have them both on 2 drills. We're doing speed and efficiency is the name of the game today. So we're going to use, since this is a 3-gallon pot, I'm going to use the 9-inch auger. I've got my biotone. Biotone goes in the hole. I've got some Landon C in the back of Johnny. We'll put some Landon C around, and then we're going to move on to the next one. So we're just going to pop in and pop out, my friends. Not very long ago, we were in this bed. I planted the 2 butterfly bushes and then 4 of the eyeliner irises. I thought I only had 4. Well, lo and behold, guess what? I found another. I got 5. So I'm going to stick to the 5th one kind of in a back line here with this one that was by itself. So I'll have a group of 3 and then I'll have a group of 2. Because this bed has already been really heavily composted when we formed the bed last year, there's already tons of rich organic material in there. All I'm going to use is my biotone. I've got 2 of the Firefly Peach Sky Achillea yarrow that I'm going to plant here on the front side of the berm. We were just here a couple of days ago. I had Firefly Diamond, the white one, down by the North Poles. I'm going to put Peach Sky here because, one, I think it's going to be really pretty, because we have the Echinacea, one in a melon, which is still that kind of that cantaloupe, orange melon color that will pair perfectly with the Peach Sky. I also have over here the Queen Nectarine Agastache. So all in that same color family will look really nice. I did lose 2 of the Agastache that were right here where these 2 yarrows are gonna go. So, you know, let's turn lemons into lemonade and put the Peach Sky here. So we're gonna do the exact same thing. All right, so these are done, they're in. You might have noticed that I planted the Achillea a little high. They do not like to be wet. So I did plant them just a little bit high, meaning their root ball sticks out a little bit above the soil. Perfectly fine. I didn't compost because there's tons of compost in here. They will drain well and do great. Now we're gonna head up to the chicken coop where we have a ton of plants to put in. Okay, y'all, so we're up here at the chicken coop and my gosh, I have got a lot of plants to put in the ground. We're just gonna focus on the sun area right now. We're not even gonna go to the hostas. That's a whole nother day, a whole nother beast. We're gonna go through this really fast. I'm just gonna hit the ones here and kind of tell you what they are, and then we'll move to another section and I'll do the same thing. I have right here, this is a String Theory Amsonia. String Theory is great. True classic Amsonia that does those nice beautiful blue flowers just like our Storm Cloud does, except it has a thread-like foliage on it, whereas Storm Cloud had a bigger leaf. It is later to emerge and later to flower. So I don't have any Amsonia up here, so I had this great String Theory. We're gonna put it here, kind of just, I was looking at it, I was like, where do I want some early spring color with some blue? Let's go here. Behind it, it's gonna be a fun new perennial from our friends at Proven Winners. No, they're not in Proven Winner cups. That's what happens when you have to pot them up yourself. You use whatever containers you have. Therefore, they're just in black little pots. This is gonna be part of the new Alstroemeria line type of plant. You'll recognize this as a flower that you often would see like in florist and the grocery store in the florist area. Beautiful plants, great cut flowers. Now this is Summer Heat, and Summer Heat is a bright red. I believe there's 4 colors that they're adding into this line. It is hardy in zones 6 to 9, a large flowered red Alstroemeria with tall stems and a long season of bloom. Each flower has a prominent yellow central flare. There you go. So we're gonna put, I've got 5 of them, and the spacing is like 3 feet. I'm planting mine more like 18 inches because I want them to grow and look like one big mass plant. So I'm doing a mass planting right there. Basically, it is in an X shape, 4 corners and 1 in the middle. So we've got that, and then I have got the new double play Dolly Spirea. I've got 3 of those that are whipping around the side. I'm gonna go ahead and just drill my holes, biotone, plant them, then we'll come back with land and sea, finish them up. But I've got some more Achillea, I've got all sorts of things. So time's ticking, we got to get to it. right, my friends, so fun little fact. I'm in the middle of planting, still planting, speed planting, and the eclipse is happening right now. Clearly we're not in the path of totality, but it is a little eerie. Like there's a little funky shadows going on. So while some people are running around the world and around the country looking at the eclipse, it's fun, right? Life goes on. So Jenny's still here gardening. So I'm gonna garden during the eclipse. There you go. Go from speed planting to gardening during a lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse? Lunar eclipse? I don't know, the eclipse, whatever. All right, here we go. Back to planting. Okay, my friends, so I can now say that I have gardened during an eclipse. I think it's just about over. Still just kind of a little bit of an eerie light out here, but you know, it's cool. Yeah, so some fun, some different today. All right, we're gonna run through really quickly the plants that I planted up here at the chicken coop because we really didn't talk about them, a lot. So here we go. The little island bed that is just on the other side of the chicken coop, I went ahead and put in 4 of the new Achilles. These are the Firefly Red. So I did just a little different angle, right? So we did 2 here and then 2 there. Leaves me something, maybe I want to come back and put some of that new Coreopsis in here. You know, something fun, because of course the viburnums will be pink, that are the shades of pink viburnum. They bloom in the spring. They're going to bloom completely different than the yarrow. So are my peonies, but the yarrow and the hydrangeas, these are all panicles. These are little lime punches right there. They will be blooming at the same time and be really fun. Plus, I think I've decided that I am going to embrace the hot colors up here. I am going to go big. I am going to go bold. This is just the garden where I get to have a lot of fun with. It will pair quite nicely with the cottage garden that is down below me. So this is going to be an area where we have hot colors and bugs crawling on us. It is the season, my friends. But of course it goes back to right where Brenna is standing in front of them. Those are the new summer heat. Come on, Bee. Come here. Good girl. Those are the summer heat. You can see I've got them in that kind of that little section there. They're not evenly spaced, y'all. There's Grayson gardening, the Amsonia right behind it. This is the violet cascade butterfly bush. So we'll have pink and red together. We have got the Mez Azure salvia. This is Salvia gregii right here. This is, it's little perennial coming back. Will be a blue, and then I believe I have another Salvia gregii down here that is red. As we transition around more towards the front of the chicken coop, I went ahead and added the 3 double play dolly spireas that I have had since last year. So it was 1, 2, and then 3, kind of sandwiched them in between. We've got Sprinter boxwoods, we've got the quince, this is the double take eternal white. We have 3 of those. So we just kind of created this border right here. I want to leave this path open, and then we're creating that border as we go through. So they'll get to be a nice size, of course, do really pretty blooms. This is Dream Girl phlox. 3 of these guys right here, really vibrant, kind of a lavender pinkish color to them. They are panicle phloxes, so they will get tall. Again, the spacing was like 3 feet apart on those. Clearly, I didn't go 3 feet apart. I want it to look like one huge mass, big giant phlox right there. So really vibrant pink, which will pair quite nicely because I've got 2. I've got the Blue Fortune Agasaki right here, which will get nice and full, and of course, lovely blue flowers. And then, oh, yes, can't forget, sorry, the Golden Anniversary Baptisia. This is from Walter's Gardens. It is a nice chartreuse Baptisia and really pretty bluish purpley flowers on it. Right now she is little. She only has 3 little stalks. She's been in the greenhouse. She's been a little bit on the struggle bus. It is all right. Keep those roots alive, and this will turn into a gorgeous Baptisia against, right, that Nellie Stevens holly right there will be quite nice. So even after she's done blooming, I'm gonna love having that pop of color right there. And then the last quote new plant that we did down here, because we have another dolly right here, is a geranium. This is the New Hampshire, however you want to say it, right where Brenna is. She is just a diva today. Really fun. I love perennial geraniums because they act as a ground cover, and this one just has beautiful flowers on it. I have had this, y'all, maybe 2 years, and I haven't planted it. I know, it's sad, but it will be really happy in this spot and will just take over, kind of act like a ground cover in front of pufferfish right there. All right, so everybody's done, everybody's taken care of. No, I did not water. 1, ground was moist. 2, we're getting 3 days of rain. Why do that? I don't need to do that. So I still have a stash of plants, y'all, left to go. We'll get it. There's Grayson gardening. As always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have an amazing day. I'm gonna go drink some cold water. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.